Hello. Hi, welcome everybody. This is really a special occasion today. And we're really honored to be here because it is August 26th today, but on August 23rd, 1923, 100 years ago, the Palestiner arrived here. It was a railroad car that was specifically manufactured to be a diner, and it arrived in Gloversville on August 23rd, 1923, and so we're commemorating 100 years of service. The Palace Diner has been just an iconic institution in our community for so long that it's really fitting that we do this. And so we have two things that the city would like to announce about this. And one is that we have a certificate of outstanding service that I'd like to present. And I'd like to present that to Mrs. Senna. And I just want to read that this certificate, this certifies that August 23rd shall be recognized and celebrated annually as Palace Diner Day in recognition of 100 years of outstanding service to the city of Gloversville. And I want to present this to you. Thank you for your service and everything that you and your family have done.
We had a rough year this year. We didn't say Vicky had problems, but we got through it. We made it 100 years. All that matters. Celebrated. Yep.
All right. And so I want to also acknowledge some of the other people who are here, the dignitaries that are here. My council members, Marcia Weiss from the 1st Ward, Betsy Batchelor from the 3rd Ward, Ellen Donadio from the 4th Ward. Frank Laurie is here from the Fulton County Supervisor. He's a supervisor for the Ward 2. Charles Potter is here from Ward 4. He's our supervisor for Ward 4. And I just want to then hand this off to Fulton County historian is here, Samantha Hall Saladino.
Hi, Sammy.
Samantha, I wanted you to say a few words.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, of course. So a few years ago, I was asked to write a blog post about something historical in Gloversville. So I chose the Palace Diner because it is one of my favorite places. And when Jennifer invited me to be a part of this today, I was very excited and honored. But I thought part of that blog post would be perfect for the remarks that I would like to make today. So Sunday breakfast is an institution in my house. My husband Joe, he's in charge of Sunday breakfast. Sometimes we have pancakes, sometimes we have muffins, but we always have bacon. Even our dog Dixie knows that it's bacon day because she gets a little bacon grease on her food. But some days though, we wake up and we say, let's go to the Palace. So it's one of my favorite places in Gloversville. I'd actually never eaten there until about 8 years ago when Joe, who is a diner aficionado who grew up in the land of diners on Long Island, wanted to go to a real diner for breakfast. So I said, let's go to the Palace. I've driven by it pretty much every day of my life, and if anything looks like a real diner, that looks like a real diner. So the Palace first opens its doors in 1923. The Morning Herald reported that the new lunch cart of Albert C. Main will open for business this morning. The new car, called the Palace Diner, is one of the latest type and has every modern convenience. It was built by the Jerry O'Mahony Dining Car Company of Bayonne, New Jersey. O'Mahony produced about 2,000 diners between 1917 and 1941 and was the largest manufacturer of the period. Lunch wagons were common and meant to be moved like our modern day food trucks, but Jerry O'Mahony built the first stationary dining car in America, and as the mayor said, it's not an accident that many of them resemble train cars. They were modeled after them. O'Mahony helped to spark New Jersey's golden age of diner manufacturing, earning the distinction of being the state diner capital of the world. And today there are only approximately 20 O'Mahony cars still in existence, and one of them is right here in Gloversville.
How many left, Sam?
20. and one of them is right behind us. The palace was shipped by railroad from New Jersey to Fonda, then transported by truck from Fonda to 62 South Main Street in Gloversville, where it's stood ever since. The original diner was about 40 by 10 feet and looked very much like a railroad car. Albert Main owned the palace from its opening in 1923 until 1937, when his nephew, Carlton G. Clute, took ownership. He was only 21 years old. I can't imagine running a business at 21 years old. The building itself underwent some changes, of course, throughout its life. An addition was added in 1932. The interior was remodeled in 1951 with stainless steel appliances and brand new tile. And one of my favorite things is that you can see a lot of these original features and the mid-century changes that are still visible inside the palace today. And in 1972, Clute sold the Palace Diner to Anthony Senna, one of his employees. At one time, this was a 24-hour joint and was one of the many open all-night diners around the city that served thousands of employees in the leather and glove industry and other members of the community. In addition, the diner catered community events from Elks Club dinners to weddings and baby showers. But as the leather industry declined and the population followed, the diner started closing at night, and closing time kept becoming earlier and earlier. But it remained, even as many other diners were forced to shut their doors. When we go to the palace, we're always greeted very warmly by the employees who treat us as old family friends. We order our drinks, always coffee, and we don't even bother looking at the menu because we know what we want. The palace's French toast is my favorite, second only to the French toast that my great-grandmother used to make for me, so that's one of the biggest compliments I can give. Paired with a side of crispy bacon and a few stolen potatoes off my husband's plate, it is pure heaven, and there's nothing like diner coffee. But one of my favorite things about going is sitting there while we wait for our food and looking around the small space. There's photos and postcards from patrons that are displayed on the walls. But my favorite thing to do is listen to the banter between the other patrons and the staff and watch them work. The size of the place means that you are almost assuredly assumed to be a part of any number of conversations going on across the diner. I'm envious of the easy way Tony keeps up his discussions while he's never stopping moving over on that griddle. I love watching him cook, and I wonder about all of the things the inside of that diner has seen. The tears and laughter and serious discussions of nearly a century. I think about all of the people that have sat in that very seat before me and wonder about all of those who will come next. I consider all of those who've been nourished inside these walls since 1923, not just satisfying physical hunger, but the way that these kinds of places and this kind of food can also feed your heart and your soul. I have just one more example before I let you go of how special this place is, as well as the people who run it. After I wrote this love letter, which was posted on the Downtown Gloversville blog, we went for breakfast at the diner, and you would think I was Beyonce with the way that I was welcomed in. Not only was the family so gracious, but they remembered everything that I said. I even got my own little plate of home fries that I didn't ask for, so I didn't have to steal them from my husband, who is now known as Mr. Sam, after his now very famous wife, of course. So in honor of a century of good food and better company, a very well-deserved congratulations to the Senna family and their legacy.
Okay, now I'd like to also now introduce John Blackman. He is here representing Assemblyman Smolin. John, you want to say a few words? He's got something to present.
Yeah, I have a proclamation. I'm not going to read the whole thing because our historian just basically read the whole proclamation. So I will, but this was something that was as a proclamation that was actually given in the State Assembly. And so just the last one here, the first one is, I'm going to put on my reading glasses here. So whereas the state of New York takes great pride in recognizing and honoring the organizations that dedicate themselves to inspiring others and improving their community. And whereas, and I'm going to skip on down, the Palace Diner has served thousands of people from in and around the Gloversville community over the last century and continues to be a favorite dining destination for many locals and out-of-staters. Whereas the Zena family still owns and operates the Palace Diner to this day now, and therefore be it proclaimed that Assemblyman Robert J. Smullen, in conjunction with the citizens of the 118th Assembly District, offers congratulations and best wishes, signed by Assemblyman Robert Smullen. So I'd like to go ahead and congratulate.
Guys, why don't you turn it around to the camera?
Yeah, let everybody come.
Mom, Jackie, go up there.
And now we have Ashley Yost here representing Senator Balzac. Ashley?
Hello everyone, the senator wanted to apologize for not being here today. He is awaiting the arrival of his second child. The state also has a proclamation, so I'm just going to do what Mr. Blackman did and kind of go through the main part here. Whereas the Palace Diner has given back to the community, served as an iconic meeting place, and will continue to provide the Gloversville area with home-style cooking for generations. And where it is the sense of the legislative body that those who enhance the well-being of the community have shown a long and sustained commitment to excellence certainly have earned the recognition and the applause of all citizens of this great empire state. Now therefore be it resolved that this legislative body pause in its deliberations to commemorate the 100th anniversary of the Palace Diner in Gloversville, New York. And be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution suitably engrossed by transmitted to the Palace Diner, New York, adapted to Senate on May 31st, 2023. Congratulations.
And now I'd like to give the microphone to members of the Senna family. Tony, Diane, Mrs. Senna, if you'd like to say a few words.
No, I just appreciate, thank you, everybody.
Tony?
Everyone.
Thank everybody to come out today. Really appreciate it. Yeah, can't think I'm kind of very humbled, very humbled. Thank you all for coming. I want to make a shout out to the Clue families here with us today because we wouldn't have been here without the Clues. Carlton, Richard, Susan. I don't know really what else to say. We should do this more often in Gloversville. We should be honoring next year. Bowman's Market's gonna be 100 years old, Mr. Fitz.
really?
Yes. A little shout out for Bowman's Market.
Bowman's, we got
Diane, do you want to say a few words?
I'd just like to say again, thank you for everything. We feel very honored. This is a great legacy for us, you know, with the diner. It's all been a family thing. We've all worked, my brothers, my late brother Chucky, you know, fixing things from being a machinist. My brother working here always. We've all worked to help my dad with the catering and here at the diner at some point. Even my good friend Donna Orr, my dad would incorporate the whole neighborhood to come do the catering and help us out whenever we needed extra staff. So it means a lot to us, everybody, you guys here that I know, and my family. My family, Dave Bays that's here, and his wife, his mom met his dad, Bill Bays, that's been a big guy in the community for years too, here at the Gloversville Palace Diner. So he said Dave would not be here without his mom meeting his dad here at the Gloversville Palace Diner. And the other thing I just wanted to say is I give my brothers and my mom all the credit in the world during COVID. My mom asked my brothers if they still wanted to keep the diner open, and my brothers and my mom said, yeah, we want to be here for our customers and the community. So they took everything on. My brother made all the requirements, both my brothers and my mom, you know, checking everybody's temperatures, coming in, all the takeout. It was just really wonderful of them. I can't believe they kept everything going through some of the hardest times around. And my mom has been there, and she's just like my dad, keeps going. She's got to go to the diner. That's the most important thing. And then the other thing about the street naming today, I came up with the idea because I'd always hear from my dad. He hated to stop at the light at Stewart's, so this is going to be really funny. So he would cut down this road he would cut down Vine Street, and he would always go the wrong way. He didn't care which way he was going because he wanted to miss the light. And I said, Dad, you can still get a ticket. You're not supposed to go down the one-way street. And he says, that's okay. I got all my Goombas. I know Mr. Lamano, Mr. DeSantis. I'm not going to get a ticket. So that's what he always said. So I'm very happy to have the diner, the name being named, because we used to ride our bikes to come to work, and that was our way to the Palace, becoming Palace Way. And thank you again, everybody, for being here.
Okay, now just at the end, we're going to unveil the new street sign. The city council voted unanimously to change the name of Vine Street. So, Diane, do you want to do the honors?
Tony, you want to
We'll go down.
Tony.
Okay. Eight, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, that's the end of the program. Thank you very much.
That was so very nice. Like, are you taking pictures?
My dad is definitely smiling down, I wanted to say.
Wait, can I take a picture of you guys?
Now, get up there. Get your word, Richie.
I want you guys, we want to get a picture.